Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. Jo here of SportsGrid. It's time for a Puck It with Jo. We have a fantastic game, hopefully tonight, out there on the ice. Game 4 here between the Florida Panthers and the New York Rangers. Now, game 3 didn't disappoint. We had a higher scoring of first period. Both of these teams sitting 2-2 apiece going into that second period, with the Rangers doing what they did best in that second period, which was play a really strong game, be able to get those goals on the board and shut down the Florida Panthers. But the fireworks continued in the third. The Florida Panthers came pushing back in that third period, pushed that game to OT. It wasn't enough. We did see the New York Rangers win it 5-4 in overtime. Igor Shesterkin played a phenomenal role in that game. Bobrovsky was still hot. Both of these goaltenders are elite. Now we're going to see them tonight in game 4 here. The New York Rangers up 2-1 in this series. Now looking at current odds on this one, the New York Rangers are coming in at plus 140. It's hard to say no to the value on a team that's up 2-1 in this series when this really is a complete war, a tight battle out there. We got the Florida Panthers at minus 170. That total sitting at 5.5. It is juiced to the under 5.5 at minus 124, and I do think that is the best way to go. I know we saw 9 goals in that last game, and I know it is terrifying to take a game under 5.5 at minus 124, laying that juice when we saw 9 goals in the last one. But I'm not seeing those mistakes happening in that first period. We saw the Florida Panthers score their first 2 goals in that first period. Both of them came on the power play. The New York Rangers can't play a game like that where they're allowing the Florida Panthers to be able to capitalize. Now, we did also see the shorthander out of the New York Rangers there. They were able to capitalize when the Florida Panthers were on a power play and get that goal. And you know that Florida Panthers are kicking themselves over that. This series is an incredible live betting series for you here, looking at whichever team is down going into that third period to be able to make a comeback. Neither of these teams will roll over in this series. And if you're getting the New York Rangers plus 1.5, I'd hit on it, or the Florida Panthers plus 1.5, I'd hit on it. I don't see a blowout coming between these two. I think overtime is another play that you can look at, that overtime bet coming in at plus 320. Now, live going into this game, like I said, the value is on the New York Rangers. I think this series goes deep. It goes all the way to 7. Can the Rangers pick up 2 wins here in Florida? Absolutely, they could. And then the Florida Panthers go back to New York and be able to pick up another win in the Garden. It's not out of the realm of possibility. And I do think it's a kind of game where you have to use live betting opportunities to your benefit. So we saw that last night with the Dallas Stars. You know, when the Dallas Stars went down those 2 goals, actually when they went down 1 goal, the books kind of overreacted. They were plus 330 in reg last night when they went down 1 goal, and I did hit on that. And I also took them when they went down a couple plus the 1.5, and then hit them again on that money line, because these series, this is round 3 of the playoffs. These are the conference finals. I don't see blowouts really coming. Now, we did see with Edmonton and Dallas that one game where Dallas was able to get the empty netter and cover that puck line. But when you look at these series as a whole, you're going to make more money looking at the Dogs plus the 1.5, but only in the live betting situations. You can't take them pregame plus the 1.5, because if you look right now, the New York Rangers plus 1.5 is minus 192. I'd never recommend anyone to do that. But if we get into this game and Florida comes out and scores first tonight, and you're getting the Rangers plus 1.5 at, say, minus 120, I would definitely hit on that. So a couple different things to look at in this one. I am looking at those money line bets too, depending on how this game goes. But pregame, I think it's the under 5.5 at minus 124 is the best bet. I also like the plus 320 for overtime. Now, we have to look at the New York Rangers. They need their superstars to get into this game. Panarin, Kreider, and Rempe. Okay, so Rempe doesn't get as much time on the ice, but he had 1 shot on goal. So to put it into perspective, what Chris Kreider and Panarin were able to do, they both only had 1 shot on goal as well. So when Rempe is getting the same shots as Kreider and Panarin, it's not a good thing here for the New York Rangers. Now, this team does have depth. Goodrow was able to get 2 goals in the last game, and Lafreniere was able to get 2 goals and 6 shots on net. So when you're looking at Lafreniere coming out here for the New York Rangers, over 2.5 shots on goal, and this one's coming in at plus 120. He had 6 in the last. Was the last game just him coming out hot? Yes. Did the defense in the situation here with the Florida Panthers collapse and allow Lafreniere to get more shots than he normally would? Yes. So I'm still cautious with Lafreniere's shots on goal prop. I do think betting the New York Rangers, because of how solid the defense is here for the Florida Panthers, I don't want to take those shots on goal. I would look at who you think is going to be the goal scorer. Now, it's the opposite for the Florida Panthers, except for Matthew Tkachuk. Matthew Tkachuk is so hungry, you guys. I am going to take him for the anytime goal, even though I'm looking for a lower scoring one. The anytime goal for Matthew Tkachuk coming in at plus 185. Now, I've been riding Brandon Montour for that anytime goal as well. He's plus 750. I will continue to do that because I think he's due. And the same thing with Adam Fox. We'll get into those offensive defensemen in a minute. But looking at Matthew Tkachuk, 7 shots on goal in the last game. He did have those 2 assists, but he didn't light the lamp. That goal is loading, you guys, at plus 185. I'm going to hit on it a little bit. Now, looking at those shots on goal, you could look at Matthew Tkachuk for his shots on goal. Barkov for his shots on goal. He had 5 shots on goal in the last game. You can take him for 3+ shots on goal at plus 106. Sam Bennett has been so physical out there. He can't take those penalties, though. He had 5 hits in the last game. This is a physical, hard-hitting series between these two. When you look at Verhaeghe of the Florida Panthers as well, he had 7 shots on goal in the last game and 2 assists. So you really got to look at those playmakers from the Florida Panthers for their shots because they are coming in. Verhaeghe, Matthew Tkachuk, and Barkov is who I would look at. Now, Sam Reinhart, we know he had 2 goals in the last game. He did have a limited shots out there, though. Barkov had a goal and Forsling had a goal. So I'm looking for Tkachuk to light the lamp tonight, but I would look at those other players for their shots. Looking at the offensive defensemen, like I said, Brandon Montour and Adam Fox are your offensive defensemen. Adam Fox for the New York Rangers, and we have Brandon Montour here for the Florida Panthers. Both of these guys were able to record 4 shots on goal in the last game. I love looking at these offensive defensemen to continue to do this. They are big players out there. They're getting past the forwards and they're being able to get that shot as the defenses are double teaming some of these bigger names. So looking at those offensive defensemen to come into play in this one, Adam Fox and Brandon Montour, I am writing both of them in this series for the anytime goal. I do think it's going to hit at some point, so I'm going back to them tonight. If you just want to take them for over on their shots, I believe both of them are over 1.5 shots on goal with juice. So you're going to have to fire that one up to over 2.5 shots on goal. I could see it coming. Now, Trouba of the New York Rangers also had phenomenal shots on goal in the last game. And man, did he play a dirty game. I'm not going to touch him for any of his props because I could see him getting ejected out of one of these games. I couldn't believe he didn't get a major last game. They gave him 2 minors, 1 for slashing and 1 for that elbow to the face. That elbow to the face was so absolutely dirty out there. So I love the Rangers. I love Trouba. He made a mistake. He paid for it. Let's get a clean game out of him. But because of that, I'm not going to take him for his block shot. Sorry, that wasn't his shots on goal. That was his block shots on goal. He had 9 block shots on goal. He's playing phenomenal. And looking at Adam Fox and Brandon Montour, that was block shots. I'm saying shots on goal. It is the block shots for those offensive defensemen, looking for them to step up again in this one. But their shots on goal are coming in as well. So I'm going to have fired up. I do think both of these players are impactful. So you guys, it's going to be a hot night on the ice. Remember, don't count any team out, even if one team goes up super fast in this one. I am hoping here one of these teams does go up super fast so I can grab the other one plus the 1.5 with a sprinkle on the money line, because this game is going to come down to a tight battle out there. I do think it stays under 5.5 though. So even if we get 2 goals in the first period, I'm still pretty confident with the under. If we get those quick goals, you're going to see this total jump up and you're going to have to lay probably juice to that over, especially if we get 2 goals in that first period. So watch those live lines, you guys out there. It's going to be a fantastic night on the ice. I'll be back tomorrow for another breakdown of the Oilers and the Dallas Stars. That series is going phenomenally well. If you're a Stars fan, we'll have game 4 tomorrow. So you guys, I will see you tomorrow. Turn on those notifications and join me on SportsGrid for all of my content. I am just seeing all of your messages here. I don't know why I didn't look at them. I love where you're going there, Jimmy. You got the Rangers on the money line and Kreider's first goal. Oh, I like Kreider for the first goal under Ottinger. Save shots on goal. Or no, it's not Ottinger. Bobrovsky under 26. Whatever you're doing. Let's puck it, you guys. Money line for the Rangers. And the value is all there on the money line for the Rangers. I really do like it. Trocheck, shots on goal. Rangers money line and the over 5.5. Bobrovsky showing his true colors. Sam Bennett, you got to love what Sam Bennett is doing out there. He's been so phenomenally strong. 5 hits in that last game. He's such a weapon out there on the ice. I would not be shocked if Sam Bennett was able to get a goal in this series. So I like where you're going there. Love the hair. I want your guys' number. Oh, that's funny. I actually just did my hair because I've been out today. So Barkov for the goal. I like it. You guys, all the best in all of your bets. Thank you so much for everyone joining me here today on Puck It with Jo. Again, remember, check out the SportsGrid app. There is some bets over there for today. I've got my MLB Cup of Joe out as well. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. Let's make some freaking money on the ice tonight.